Well, hello there. Thanks for stopping by and Happy New Year to you. It is 2025. And have any of us sat last night and said, oh, I just wish 2024 wouldn't end? No, I don't think so. Don't have to be psychic to predict that one. I'm here today to give you an insight of what it's going to be for January, especially of 2025, but maybe it will give us some hints about what is going on. Now, I don't give yearly readings anymore, and I say that because, well, the energy is so eclectic, and we have so much free will, and we change our minds, and there's so many decisions and everything coming about. It is really, really hard to give you a more solid prediction. So we're going to stick with January right now, and if something comes up throughout the year, definitely we're going to be talking about it. This is going to also include for you as a collective reading, all signs, rising, moon, sun, and it is going to be for maybe we might see a few of our crime characters come up. I've got some different decks available. We're going to have some fun. And I'm going to tell you, get ready. We're getting started with 2025. Welcome everyone to the first video on this channel for 2025. And I'm so grateful and thankful to each and every one of you. As the year progresses, things are just going to get really great, and I cannot believe the support that I'm getting from all of you. I just love each and every one of you, and thank you so much. And if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and click that notification bell because you're not going to want to miss a thing coming forward. And if you are a new member, make sure that you visit my community tab because I do post videos for members only. All right, so make sure that you catch up on everything. Here we go. Now we're going to get started with the Laura Parker Tarot. I know you love that one. Here is the Grand Tableau Lenormand deck. Our friend, the Fire Element Cartomancy, the Vintage Tarot. I have some other cards here just waiting to make an appearance. We're going to put these to the side. And I'm going to give you a few seconds to see, is there anything appearing in the cloth? I see a couple of things. Let me know in the comments what you see. And that's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting, even if you have to pause for a moment and take a look, all right? So now I'm going to clear the energy, and we're going to get started with, let's see, I want to start with this Vintage Tarot. Vintage Tarot. All signs, remember, all signs included. We're going to just see what comes up with the intention of looking into January first. All right, that's the Eight of Swords. Interesting. The Devil. Doesn't surprise me because, oh, okay, I get it now. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, all right? And no, you were not. So, hello. All right. And the Knight of Cups and the Sun card. Putting these to the side. Now, we're coming into January feeling like we have just been tied down. I know many of you feel that way. I have felt like that. And the moment that there was this shift in the air, it felt like I could break the bonds. And I think that is the message for 2025. If you're going to thrive in 2025, you got to break the bonds of the past. How does that come about? Well, first of all, we had a new moon in Capricorn that just opened a lot of energy. This is the significator card for Capricorn. Loving that, don't you? This Devil card. It's not real, well, it is a devil, but it's technically a Baphomet. What is a Baphomet? Well, a Baphomet is that devil, and there are certain levels, and we don't have to get into that on this video. But this particular card means that you may be chained or have or were I'm going to talk in past tense when it comes to the bondage part. And I mean, it could be anything. That's why we set New Year's resolutions. It could be that you're trying to break away from maybe a toxic situation, a toxic environment with a job, or even a toxic relationship. Something maybe that you're bound to that's been very difficult for you to navigate. You see, these two little characters here are supposed to be, well, thinking about Adam and Eve. Other than looking a little chilly, they are definitely bound to this very small pillar, bound by chains to this Baphomet, and he looks like he's ruling things. You know, you can't break away. I don't want anyone to feel like you're intimidated, because there's always a way. I mean, even look, if you're talking about even smoking or deleting some pounds, I don't like to say loss because we don't like to get something back, so delete it. Delete that negative. It could be that you're just, well, experiencing some negativity in your life right now, and you just have to hit the delete button. That's going to be the beginning of you breaking the chains of this. Now, it could be also that coming into this new year, you have felt like you have not accomplished what you set out to accomplish. Well, I've got good news for you. This knight, who is an action fellow, he's putting some action. It's water sign, water element, putting some action behind your thoughts of making change. That's exciting, isn't it? I love that. This thought of making change, the sun is coming out. Look at all those little sunflowers. I love that. This little fellow on the back of a horse, but you see that cloth is red. That's love, power, compassion, control, and the sun is going to be shining on whatever it is, your thought process for the positive now. We don't talk negativity, because negative thought loads, and I'm just going to say thought loads, not uploads, thought loads, do not get rewarded. It may seem like it does in the beginning, but it certainly does not in the long run. So we're breaking away. We're breaking the bonds. That's what it's showing us. Now up comes Laura Parker. I know you love her. I know you love her. All the animal lovers out there, and even not, you love her. I love this too. Look at this. The Seven of Swords. Part of the breaking away. Look at this. Look at that little sweet pea. A little mousy sitting in the shoe. The Knight of Wands. That's cute, isn't it? That's falling into place, my darlings. Exactly where everything needs to be. The Eight of Pentacles. Look at those. Look at the little sweet face looking back at you. The Star card, now that is an Aquarius. For those Aquarians out there, this may be especially for you, but you do not have to be an Aquarius for this to resonate with, okay? I just want you to know. This Seven of Swords highlights this whole idea of going from one situation, feeling like others come against you and get away with it. You're going to find justice. And that goes along for a lot of these cases as well. This is going to be a month where it seems like there's a big turnaround for many of us. The Knight of Wands. And I say cases, I mean legal cases that we look into. This Knight of Wands, it's an action card. The pages announce the knights take the action. This action card, the wand, is a fiery element. It's like saying you're lighting a fire under it to get something done. However, you know, fire can be cleansing. You've been through the fire. A lot of the legal things have been through the fire as well. Now it's a time for regrowth. This Knight of Wands says, look, you've got a project. You've got a different way of looking at things now. It's the time to implement this. And how do you do that? Well, this beautiful, I love this card, 8 of Pentacles, says consistency. Stay consistent. If you have decided to make some changes in the first month of January 2025 and extend that through the whole entire year, it is going to require you and I, yes, Zelda, are you hearing this? You and I consistently staying on track, even if it hurts. Even if you don't want to get up that early in that one morning, even if you don't feel like writing in your journal, even if you don't feel like doing what it is, do it anyway. As long as it's for the positive, as long as it's for your healing. Because with that being said, the sky's the limit. This star card, also the Aquarian sign, but also a card because it's sitting right here by the sun. You've got it covered day and night. That's how that works, my darlings. Look at these little feet. Oh my gosh, that is just so cute. But the star card here also means that your thoughts, your prayers, I might as well just say our, but yours and mine, our thoughts, prayers, and meditation have been acknowledged and heard by the great divine. We are about to break those bonds of the past and move definitely forward for the future. Loving that. Here comes the grand tableau on the deck. Here we are. Here we go. This is the King of Spades. Now, this can also be for a Virgo or another earth sign. And look at what we've got here. We've got a Capricorn here. We've got lilies. So this is telling us we need to remember a lot of things in 2025. And I know most of us remember the bad as well as the good, and probably especially the bad. But what I want you to do now is go forward knowing that this bad, this memory has helped us anchor the hurt in the past so it doesn't come to our present, so we do not make it to the future. Does that make sense? I want you to think of it this way. Everything you do from this moment on, from the time that you see this video, everything that you do will set the precedent, set in motion what will happen for you and us, you and me, in the next few days, the next few weeks, months, and maybe even years. So that's why we have to be careful and think about our process and not just do things blindly, thoughtless, just doing things like, you just get so bored sometimes. You just do things without even thinking about it. Now is the time that we take that into control. We take our power back, and we are no longer bound. Look at that. That ship is sailing, and that is the 10 of Spades. That is the heart, which is water element, with a stork. And look, it's no surprise to me that we've got the ship sailing. Then we have the Queen of Spades. Look at that. Earth signs, water signs, air signs. We've got fire on the board, so all the elements are covered. Now, what does this mean? This 10 of Spades usually is the no card. It doesn't surprise me because sometimes we have to have no. Sometimes no is our answer. Sometimes no answer is our answer. But why is the reason that this is coming up? Because we have to say no to the past. We have to say no to the ties that bind, no to the bondage that we have experienced coming into this year. We see this ship. There's another ship right here in the background sailing away from us. But the wind is in the sails, basically meaning It's time. We've not missed the ship, but it's time that we get on board. And that's what we need, because now these choppy waters that we've been sailing on are turning more into smooth sailing. This spades is for winter timing. So we're right now in this timing. So now we have this, and it leads up to this water sign young lady here, the queen. Look at her, looking all just glorious and dapper, with this stork standing on one leg. Now, I like to really look at the elements of these cards. Obviously, that is a characteristic of the stork, standing on one leg. But I'm going to tell you this. Have you felt like you have been standing on one leg trying to balance things? Have you come up to this? Yes, you have. Yes, I have. But this signifies a brand new beginning for you. Brand new, coming about, coming out. And with this queen element, look at her looking at this queen, it means that they're going to be working together energy-wise, and we have flowers on both ends. So this whole thing, this whole year, I'm going to say, starting with this month, will be a commemorative year for you. It will be a year of change, a year to remember. I don't know about you, but I'm loving this. This is a message that I've needed to hear, and I don't even read for myself. So there you go. So if you are a water sign, earth sign, fire sign, we're represented on the board. We're represented on the board. Here we are. 8 of spades. The 10 of clubs. The 10, we've got some 10s here. I'll tell you what that means. The 10 of diamonds and the 5 of clubs. First of all, the 10s. When you see the 10s in the tarot, and remember that the tarot came from the playing cards, it means there is a completion. Because, you know, even in playing cards, once you reach the 10, it's pretty much over. From there, it goes to the royals, Jack, Queen, King. And then starts over again with the Ace, 2, 3. In the tarot, it stops. Each suit stops at the 10. What, Zelda, hello, what does this mean? It means that you have completed a particular journey within that chapter that you're working on, and now you're getting ready to start. It's a completion card. It's that card that says, okay, you've learned your lesson. This is what's happened. Now it's time to move on. And sometimes we get a do-over. Sometimes we don't if we haven't lost our can't talk. Sometimes we don't get a do-over if we have not learned our lessons. I think this year, especially this January coming in, we're learning our lessons. This card, and I think we're going to see that for the cases coming up, the legal cases that we see in January and in February, this 8 of spades is a time of isolation. It can easily be a time of prison and or a hospital stay and or being alone or singled out. We're going to see that on the federal end and on the civil end and on the criminal end. We're going to see some things happen. And I don't mean maybe. And I'm going to tell you, some of these federal officers who have been involved with some of these legal cases, they've got a hard lesson that they are going to be facing. They don't think so, but we've got a new administration coming in on the 20th. And I'm going to tell you, hunker down, because we may see a few things. And, well, I won't go into it, but after that inauguration of our new administration, some of these rogue federal agents, and that includes all the 3 initial agencies, are going to have to answer for their bad actions. May even will lose their security clearances, all of that, okay? Look forward to seeing finally restitution and renovation come together in some of these legal cases in January and beyond. There's a lump sum of money here. Now, for some of you, it could be a settlement, it can be a win, it can be even money from the government that has been owed to you. It can mean that you have a lottery win, or it can even be an inheritance. Whatever the case may be, this lump sum is going to give you a new lease on life, my darlings. Because for many of you, now when I say lump sum, I'm just going to say this. For me, sometimes a lump sum is $500. Can be $1,500, can be $10,000, $20,000. It's whatever your definition of a lump sum may be. Okay? This can come in the form of changing jobs. It can be a sign-on bonus. It can be many things coming. But I'm going to say for many of you, there's going to be a change within your job situation. Meaning you could either change jobs, be promoted within your job, and you could even take that plunge and work for yourself. And I think many of you will do that if you're not doing it already. This is a time of new beginnings. And that means a time of new money coming. This 5 of clubs is an investment card. It means that you're going to be making wise investments. What is wise investments? Well, instead of going out and buying that new car and spending that money, you may be able to find that one that's maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years older, that's just as good, if not better, but broken in. You see, you're going to be putting your money to work for you instead of you pretty much working for your money. That's what this is going to be this year. Now, I've got one more deck, and you know what? We cannot have a reading with our little friend, the Kipper, as closing. I was going to say closing arguments. Yeah, closing arguments for sure, but closing message. You see where my mind is, my darlings. Big luck. Well, I could just stop right there. In fact, I think I will. I'm just going to stop right there and say this signifies what is going to be happening in January and even going forward into the rest of the year. It's setting our precedent. So I just want to tell you this. Lots of changes are happening. You may want to come closer. Lots of changes are happening. I want you to be watchmen. I want you to stay safe. Right now, in the month of January and February, I would avoid crowded areas if you can. Some of you cannot, and that's okay. I'm not saying, I'm not predicting. I'm just saying that, sometimes we have to recognize that some people don't like things that are about to happen, so they may want to hurt others. I'm also going to say, just be kind as you are. Look forward to this year. Look forward to this great month. I can feel the energy change, and you're going to keep seeing me. Do me a favor and subscribe and like, and I'm leaving links in the description because you do not want to miss a thing coming forward for what I have planned for this channel, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We may shed some tears, but we may have a lot of laughs, and that's what it's all about. Hang in there, my darlings. Happy New Year again to you and to yours. Much love and abundance, health, wealth for all of you. Happy New Year, and thank you for your support. You be well, and bye for now.